Hey everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com, and today we're taking a closer look at and installing the Fox Performance Series TS steering damper, available for all 2017 and newer four-wheel drive F-250s. Now, you should be checking out the Fox Performance option if you're looking for all of the benefits of an aftermarket dual stabilizer option in regards to eliminating things like death wobble, but in a single damper, easy to install option that will apply to all stock ride height rigs, all the way up to Super Duties leveled up to 1.5 inches. After that, a drop bracket will be required. A lot to talk about here with this option, so let's get into it. So the big feature of the Fox Performance TS steering damper is those two letters in the name, TS, which in this case stands for through shaft. Now, what that means here, guys, is as you can see, this is going to be different from a typical damper that usually just has the rod coming out of one side of the body. Not the case here with the Fox TS. Now, that shaft goes all the way through the body and even has some travel throughout the other side here as well. Now, according to Fox, this will help eliminate uneven fluid displacement through its entire 8.1 inches of travel. Now, it's also going to help maintain a very neutral damping and steering feel when installed, and that is usually only found through a more expensive dual stabilizer kit. Now, ultimately, the goal is going to be one and the same here with the single kit from Fox. Replace that single factory damper that may be causing inaccurate steering feel at best, or at absolute worst, that dreaded death wobble at speed. Construction from the USA made kit is going to be completely on point, as we've come to expect from Fox here, guys. This does start off with the 2-inch Fox damper itself. This is going to feature the internal monotube design along with the gas charge in a clear anodized 6061 aluminum body for ultimate corrosion resistance. Now, the shaft will be a 5/8-inch hard chrome plated alloy steel piece, while the internal piston will be a race developed high flow option from Fox. Now, the valving internally has been tailored for heavy duty, or in this case Super Duty truck use, along with factoring in things like larger, heavier tires and somewhat rough terrain. Now, I do want to point out here, guys, that if your Super Duty has been lifted or leveled more than 1.5 inches, you will need to grab an additional drop bracket from Fox, so just keep that in mind. Finally, the kit itself has been backed by a 1-year limited warranty, just in case you run into any issues. Pricing for the single Fox TS here will land around that mid $300 ballpark, give or take, which certainly makes this, I would say, more affordable than a lot of your other quality dual damper kits on the site, but certainly on the higher side of the spectrum when we're shopping for a single damper replacement. Now, you have to keep in mind, guys, the Fox quality, unique design of the TS stabilizer, those are all things that should certainly factor into your price point and your decision at the end of the day. And again, a very solid kit for stock ride height Super Duties who are looking for a high quality single option instead of having to go with all of the extra work that comes along with installing duals. All right, shifting gears, let's talk about the install, guys. And the site is going to call this a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and it should take you around an hour to complete. We're going to throw it out to my guys in the shop right now to give you a detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown. Check it out.
For this install, you will need an impact, 15 and 19 millimeter swivel sockets, 19 millimeter socket, 4.5 millimeter Allen wrench, some penetrating lubricant, and a hammer. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a new stabilizer on our F-250, so let's get started. So first we're going to need to remove our factory stabilizer. So we're going to need to remove the 2 mounting points here. So we'll grab our 15 mil swivel socket on our impact and remove this bolt here. And then we'll come over and grab our 19 and remove this mounting nut and go ahead and pop that off. Now, these do tend to get a little stuck in here after a while, so we're going to grab some penetrating lubricant, spray that into our mounting point here on both sides. So we're going to need to persuade this out of its mounting point a little bit, so we're going to take that factory nut, go ahead and thread it back onto our stud here a little bit just to protect our threads. We're gonna take a hammer, go ahead and give it some gentle, straight taps, and get it out. Once that pops, go ahead, remove our nut, and remove our stabilizer. So now we can begin installing our new stabilizer. Now the first thing you want to do is compress your shock about halfway through its travel when your wheels are straight, because you want it to have equal travel for turning left and turning right, and you don't want it to bottom out and lock up your steering, so you don't have full steering one way or the other. So we've got that done here. It's gonna look about like that. Then we'll go ahead and mount our one side to our factory mounting point. So we've got our new bolt. We're gonna go ahead and stick that in our flat washer in, get this mounted up. We're gonna run this down hand tight for now. We're gonna make sure our mount is firmly before our factory mount. So now we'll go ahead and get our clamping mount in line. Get our second half lined up here. Get our first provided Allen bolt started. And we'll grab our 4.5 millimeter Allen wrench. We'll go ahead and get this a little bit. That's going to hold it in place, and we'll get the rest of our Allen screws in place. And tighten these down. You want to alternate the sides you're tightening in more of a crisscross pattern so that you tighten these down with even pressure. Notice this clamp starts to seat around your bar here. Now that we have this tight, we'll go ahead and fully tighten down our other mounting bolt. So we'll go ahead and tighten this down with a 19 millimeter swivel socket on our impact. Now once you have this installed, you want to go ahead and set the vehicle down with the wheels straight and go ahead and check your full range of steering both ways and make sure it doesn't bind up or lock out at any position. If so, you will need to adjust the throw of your stabilizer of where you have it set when your wheels are straight. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our Fox Performance Series 2.0 TS steering stabilizer for your 17 current 4-wheel drive F-250 Super Duty. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything F-250, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.